Hello, this is Ricky Simon, your host of the River City Sports Podcast. We coming to you today with some exciting news about the playoffs, some highlights. Also, we're going to discuss the Super Bowl, which is this coming weekend. We have such a great lineup, but the beautiful thing is we got some clips to show you guys. We're going to jump right into it from this past weekend matchup, the Southside Classic, Pine Forest Rattlers versus the Arlington Seminoles. Let me say this to you. Pine Forest knocked them off in the regular season, but we all know where it counts, in the playoffs. So we're going to get you showing these clips, man. We're going to enjoy each clip because these young men put their hearts and soul into this week's football game. Without further ado, let's check out some clips. Here you have number 8 from Arlington, who starred on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. You're going to hear me later on talk about this young man. He had a hard-nosed run, handoff, breaking tackles. This young man came to play the game. I was very excited to see how he exposed himself by putting it out there on offense, putting it out there on defense. But he had a great, great game. Hard-nosed running, hard-nosed tackling, and big-time interception. Now, I talked about also big plays earlier. Well, we're going to see this next clip, which is also a big play from the Pine Forest defense. This young man came up and laid a whopping hit. I mean, it was sound around the entire park. Everybody hit you with the ooh. It was a great hit, great form tackle. He did not lead with his head, but in that 90-degree angle tackling, both of them, he went one way, but the runner went the opposite way. I mean, look at this hit. Look at this hit. He came off the block. You can see him coming off the block, making a hit. Boom. I mean, that was a big hit on the goal line, may I add. So these young men were they really came to do their job. Now, Pine Forest got this beast in the backfield, number 8. Seemed like the Aces came to play on both sides of the field. This beast, this was his second touchdown run. And I mean, his first one went for 75, 80 yards. In the second half, these guys came out. They started giving it to him. It don't take much. It's an easy medicine to take. You give it to 8 and let him be great. He went round the corner. But on the second clip, on the second touchdown that we're about to show, this young man did the unthinkable once again. It's not that Arlington defense wasn't playing. It's just the fact that this young man is so electric that when he gets the football in his hand, all you can say is off to the races. He had a big-time catch. It was 4th and 10. He went up over 2 defenders. He caught the ball. He comes down, and it was amazing. So on this next clip that we're about to check out, you're going to see number 8 getting off with the ball in his hand. Here it is. He takes the handoff. Arlington defense, the defense is in play, but the young man is so explosive. He takes the ball, goes around the corner for a 40-yard touch, 45, may I add, touchdown run. And I mean, he was getting it. As you can see, the defensive coordinator from Arlington is standing there with his hands on the hip. He don't know what to do. Why? The young man had just took off a couple of series prior to and got Pine Forest Rattlers back in the game. Coach Thad, Coach Chris had those boys over there balling from Pine Forest. But Arlington had something up their sleeve. And I give Arlington coaching staff so much credit that even coming down to the end of the game, I watched the head coach take a knee. And it looked like he was also not only just taking a knee, but he was taking a prayer because it was 3 minutes and some change left in the game. Pine Forest get the ball, and you got this beast who all they got to do is hand the ball off to number 8 for Pine Forest. Yet, Pine Forest, number 7, he also plays quarterback. He plays cornerback. Young man came up and hit, but the young man was making some beautiful passes. But on this next clip, you're going to see how Arlington Seminoles, 10U, sealed the deal in this playoff matchup this Southside Classic that took place in the playoff, you're going to see how Arlington defense sealed the deal. Let's take a look at that clip. That is the ending of the clip, but you're going to see the beginning of the clip. And this thing was so exciting. You see the kids excited. They're happy. The coaches are jumping up. They're elated. Why? Because they have advanced to the championship. The same coach that is standing here on the video, he's telling the kids to calm down. We still got time. This is the play. He dropped backs. He passed. None other than number 8 picks the ball off and takes it back down to to the opposer's 30 to 40 yard line. When I say this game was selected as a Southside Classic, but also the matchup of the playoff because of the implication that it holds. We all know this playoff was for everybody to advance to the championship, but this was special because it's had years and years of build-up. So Pine Forest telling you, great game, Coach Thad, leading your kids to an awesome season. Great game to the Arlington coaching staff. But when I say this weekend was filled with excitement, I mean it was filled with excitement. Everybody came away with the win who was supposed to win. There was no altercation. There was no verbal abusing the referees. Everybody came to play football. And that's what River City all about. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back and discuss River City Super Bowl. We're going to have the schedules up for everybody to see, and it's time to get into some predictions. See you in just a minute.
So you've been watching the show. Would you like to be a content provider yourself and develop a show for the Inspire Network? Please give us a call today at 904-389-5592 or go to www.connecttv.info to submit a show idea.
Jacksonville and surrounding areas, get ready for one of the most prolific prophetic voices in the world. Prophet Antoine M. Jasmine will be in the city of Jacksonville for a prophetic summit for a one-day event, but 2 services at the Hospital Church of Jacksonville. This unique prophetic voice commands the prophetic realm in such a way that some say has never been seen before. His gift transforms lives through prophetic words and gifts of miracles. You don't want to miss this prophetic voice. Bishop Corletta J. Vaughn said,
Prophet Jasmine is a prophet. He does not just operate prophetically, he is a prophet. So what that means is that he does not just engage word of knowledge, word of wisdom, but what it really means is that he hears what is in the mind of God. He goes into the spirit realm and brings out what is there into the natural, using no gimmicks, using no tricks, no psychics, no Facebook. I saw today a man that stands in the governmental office of a prophet, and he is welcome.
Join us for 2 big services, 12 noon and 6 p.m. service. He is the prophet for this season.
Welcome back to the River City Sports Podcast. I come to you excited simply because this is what we look at, the ending of our season, but the beginning of the postseason. The postseason is where we crown our kings, our champions, with the beautiful rings, with the beautiful trophies, with our MVPs of the game, with the beautiful necklaces that they'll wear around their necks. And we're also going to come to you live with a lot of great clips from Saturday and Sunday games. However, we have our Saturday matchups, and we also have our Sunday matchups. You're going to get a chance to see this on the screen in just a minute. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about these matchups and what these matchups mean. Saturday, we have 6 loaded games of talent. The first 9 o'clock game, FLA Vikings versus the Arlington Seminoles. This is for the D2 championship. These teams met early in the season. FLA went away with the victory, scoring 21 points in the first half. However, Arlington came back in the second half and put up 14 strong points. It was a great, great game. The kids showed a lot of resilience to win the game, and they also showed a lot of resilience to come back, to fight back. So looking for a great game for Saturday. Then you have the D1 6U matchup, which begins at 10 o'clock. This will be a heavy-hitting game. TME, which is the number 1 6U team in River City, versus the number 2 team, Sweetwater Red Hawks, led by Coach John Moss. Now, one thing I say, Coach J always have his team on point. Coach J is the head coach of TME. This man have his kids dead locked centered on what to expect, the way that he teach these kids the game of football. Early in the season, I was impressed with how he taught. Don't worry about the man in front of you, but he was teaching gap control. So I already know coming into this game, it's going to be a well-taught game. And that's not taking away anything from the Red Hawks. But what I do know at TME, there's a lot of teaching going on. At the Red Hawks of Sweetwater, led by Coach John Mobley, I already know what these guys are looking at. They got a great, explosive, fast team. So this is going to be a great, great matchup. Now, moving to our 8U division, you're going to have the D2 championship. The 2 opponents that you have is the 8U FLA Vikings, which is led by Coach Armstead. And he is always prepared and getting his kids prepared. And they will be taking on the 8U Westside Wildcats, led by none other than Coach Anthony. This guy has been doing a great job with his group. Very inspirational young man who's always looking to build up these young people, whether it's their character, if they're down, he's trying to motivate them. And I even see him do that to a player from an opposing team. And I thought that showed great character with that coach. So to see what he brings to the table, I think is awesome. Because you have a coach of Coach Armstead who's been in the game for 10, 15 plus years, coaching our young people. He's been at FLA for 10 years, coaching since the day that he arrived. He also has a vet in calling plays for FLA, Coach Tim Terry. Coach Tim Terry will bring to you a plethora of that he's trying to make sure that you don't, the defense can't scheme for one. You got to scheme for many. The guy that makes a lot of adjustments throughout the game, he doesn't wait to the end of the first quarter to halftime. He's going to make those adjustments when necessary. Now, I also know Westside has a slew of talent in the backfield, from the receiver core to the running backs. These young men can go at any time. So we are looking for Coach Anthony to bring his know-how to the table, and his coaching staff is outstanding. So we know that these guys are going to come well prepared. 8U, Division II, FLA versus Westside. Now, this brings us to the big boy game. 12U D1 matchup. The number 1 squad is Westside Wildcats. They went to Citra and beat TME. So we can only imagine what this game and the implications of this game, of course, is who will be number 1. Who will end that night or that evening with the rings on their fingers? The best thing I can tell you is this. It's going to be some football play. You have Casey, who we will always send our condolences to Coach Casey and his family. He lost his beautiful wife. So we want to just let you know that we love you. We are here for you. And just know that hopefully River City can give you some joy while being a part of it in that time of bereavement, grief, and loss. But just know our prayers are with you, my brother. But you will be going against that man, Coach TK, which brings a wealth of knowledge of football from offense and defense. We brag about Coach TK. He's one of our coaches of the year. He was actually awarded that at the River City Junior ESPY Award. So this man will bring it on both sides of the ball, special teams as well. So Coach Casey, I know what you're bringing. You downhill running, which I love to see. TK, downhill running, which I love to see. And when you guys do throw the ball, it does catch the defense off guard every now and again. But being that you guys are so evenly matched, this will be a game to see. That game takes place at 12:30 p.m. We tried to move it, but it was almost impossible simply because TME is coming from Ocala. Coach TK is coming further. But, hey, Saturday is going down. Following that 12U game, we have the D1 matchup. We have the number 1 River City squad, TME 8U, versus Sweetwater Cardinals. This will definitely be a game to watch. Both explosive offense. TME 8U. TME got one of the best quarterbacks in 8U divisions that I've seen in a long time. This kid is a lefty. He rolls out to the left. He comes back to the right, and he goes for 6. I seen it with my own eyes. Then this kid will put the ball in the air 30 to 40 yards. He's special. So you know you're going to have some great clips coming this weekend. However, Sweetwater, oh my goodness, to see the plays that these guys put up, they're 8U, believing that old school football. They coming at you. Them counters coming. They pulling. They trapping. They got a kid, number 4, that would take it by any means necessary. This boy can run. He's a pure D runner. He's an old school west side of Jacksonville runner. It seems like west side always get them little short, fast running backs. And he just lead into that markings of a great running back. They are led by number 1, who's a beast on offense and defense. I should have had these kids' names in front of me because you're going to know who they are come Pro Bowl time. But these kids are immaculate in what they're doing. So I'm looking for a great matchup from this weekend for that 8U game, which begins at 2 p.m. Then we have closing out our Saturday of Super Bowl Saturday. It's TME number 1, hands down, and they're also ranked in the nation. But the TME Trey Man Elite, led by again Coach TK, okay, they will be taking. They will take the field against first appearance 11U Arlington Seminoles, led by Coach Travis. Let me tell you something. Coach Travis is a wonderful guy. He has a heart for the kids. I know I've given all of TK his accolades, his praise, but Coach Travis, head coach of Arlington Seminoles, this man is truly a gem to the community and also to his kids. He is always empowering these kids through encouraging words. He's picking them up. He's making sure they have all the intangibles of success. This is what he's bringing to the table. He's bringing everything that you want out of a coach, everything that you want out of a mentor, everything that you want out of a leader. Coach Travis has it. And I am so proud that he has made it to this platform of the Super Bowl. He has a primetime game of 3:30 going against the Trey Man Elite led by Coach TK. I'm telling you guys, this Super Bowl Saturday will be filled with excitement from the beginning all the way to the end. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we're going to talk about the Sunday matchup, which is even electric. So we'll see you in just a moment.
So you've been watching the show. Would you like to be a content provider yourself and develop a show for the Inspire Network? Please give us a call today at 904-389-5592 or go to www.connecttv.info to submit a show idea.
Welcome back. This is Ricky Simon with the River City Sports Podcast coming to you live, man. Once again, excitement all over simply because we are discussing now the Super Bowl matchups. Earlier, we had the awesome opportunity in discussing the playoff matchups, also showing you guys clips. Once you finish this episode, make sure you go back, check it out. Check out the beautiful clips of these young people. We discussed the Southside Classic, which took place. And now we are discussing the Super Bowl matchups. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into this thing. Sunday matchup starts off with a bang. We have, from that Southside Classic, Arlington Seminoles, which did a fantastic job in the playoff, will take hold of the FLA Vikings. This will be a game to remember. Why? There's action. And I think earlier I gave the wrong accolades. I was talking about the FLA Vikings, and I've talked about Coach Tim Terry and also Coach Armstead. However, take those remarks and put them on now, because earlier when I was talking about the 8U matchup of 8U FLA, which is led by first-year head coach Lewis Harris, he's doing a remarkable job. I mean, remarkable job. He has great help from Coach Four and also from Coach Marquise and Coach Jarvis Moss. Those guys have really been active with the young people. But Coach Lewis Harris is doing an amazing job with that 8U FLA Vikings. So they look to take hold of a great matchup. That 8U game, I just want to make sure I say this, that 8U game from the Saturday matchup is led by Coach Lewis Harris, who will take on Westside, led by Coach Anthony. So we're looking for some great things from that game. Now, Sunday, 10U matchup, FLA Vikings versus the Arlington Seminoles. That will be a wonderful matchup. Why? There will be explosive offense and there will be a hard-hitting defense on both sides of the ball. First matchup, FLA came away with a tight squeeze victory. So we look to see what takes place now with this second matchup where it all counts at the Super Bowl. Our next matchup is our D1 10U, which is this special. This Sweetwater Falcons team, the entire team is 9. And they have beat all of the 10U teams. Now, being that they're 9, they already advanced in the 9U division to the UYFL Nationals. They already advanced, right? But they are in the 10U bracket. They are going against Trey Man Elite, which is a great football program. This team led by Coach Merv, they're doing great things. I had the opportunity of seeing them, seeing their play calling, seeing their defense, and I was so amazed because why? These kids are reacting to what their coach is giving them, and I think it's fantastic. I always tell the kids, listening is an act of doing, and that's what I had the opportunity to witness myself. But playing against Sweetwater Falcons, man, you got to be listening, you got to be sound, and you got to be disciplined. Because these boys led by Coach Jarrell is on another level. And that level is a championship level. So this game has all the implications of being a great classic. Because these guys on both sides of the ball are coming to play. Early in the season, Sweetwater took the game, and it wasn't close. So we're going to see how this game will turn out on Super Bowl Sunday. Next, you have the 12U Division II Super Bowl, which is the FLA Vikings versus the Sweetwater Hawks. This is going to be a great matchup early in the season. FLA took the victory of Sweetwater Hawks. after Saturday, they were so pumped up. They was ready. They was excited. And they was like, Coach, we got something for them. I say, guys, I'm just looking for some great football. And I know it's going to take place led by Coach Bobby, which is also led by Coach Chris with the FLA Vikings. The 12U Sweetwater Hawks, their coach had me hemmed up. They were telling me what they wanted, who they wanted, and how they was going to get it. Well, guess what? You got it now, coaches. So we're going to see from this Super Bowl Sunday who comes out victoriously. Then you have the Division II 14U 130 matchup between Arlington Seminoles, led by Coach Javon. This guy has been huge with the kids all year long for years and years to come. He's always been recognized of having a great 14U. He's always been putting out great 14U, great guys to high school, which they go to great colleges, and a lot of his kids end up in the NFL. So apparently, he's doing something great. Great job, Coach Javon, on your Super Bowl appearance. He will be taking on Coach Moss Sweetwater Eagles. This will be a great game. Coach Moss got some dynamic talent over there. They got a number one. This boy could run like a gazelle. He got speed. He got moves. He can make it happen. But you're playing against a sturdy defense in Arlington Seminoles. So we're going to see what the outcome comes Sunday. Looking for a great game, great matchup. Once again, congratulations, Coach Javon. Congratulations, Coach Moss, for making it to the Super Bowl. We're going to end that thing off. 3 o'clock, 14U D1. Come support the 14U kids. They need your support. A lot of times you look around in the stands on these 14U games, or even in the middle school, and you expect to see more. Come support the kids. They need you. This matchup will be fantastic. It's the number one 14U in River City, TME Treyman Elite, led by Coach Greg, led by Coach TK, and a plethora of coaches from that TME, from Citra, from Ocala. These boys come to play. They call them the Backwood Boys because they coming from the country and they coming to our country city, and they will face off against FLA Vikings B Squad. This group came over from another association. They came in and they played their games. They've been baptized in River City. They played the competitive games week in and week out. And we look forward to seeing these guys led by none other than Coach Michael Holmes to face off against the TME, Treyman Elite. So guys, what I'm telling you is, from the beginning to the end, there will be great football. There will be a competitive nature between our players and our coaches, but all in great sportsmanship. Man, listen, I cannot wait to come back after this episode and tell you guys the exciting news, the outcomes from the Super Bowl. I will not do any predictions. All I can tell you about is the great matchups between both teams. With that being said, like I always say, present who you represent, and hopefully you're presenting the Lord and all the good that he wants us to do each and every day. Until next time, I'll see you. Rick Simon, signing off.
So you've been watching the show. Would you like to be a content provider yourself and develop a show for the Inspire Network? Please give us a call today at 904-389-5592 or go to www.connecttv.info to submit a show idea.
Jacksonville and surrounding areas. Get ready for one of the most prolific prophetic voices in the world. Prophet Antoine M. Jasmine will be in the city of Jacksonville for a prophetic summit for a one-day event, but 2 services at the Hospital Church of Jacksonville. This unique prophetic voice commands the prophetic realm in such a way that some say has never been seen before. His gift transforms lives through prophetic words and gifts of miracles. You don't want to miss this prophetic voice. Bishop Corletta J. Vaughn said,
A prophet. Prophet Jasmine is a prophet. He does not just operate prophetically, he is a prophet. So what that means is that he does not just engage word of knowledge, word of wisdom, but what it really means is that he hears what is in the mind of God. He goes into the spirit realm and brings out what is there into the natural, using no gimmicks, using no tricks, no psychics, no Facebook. I saw today a man that stands in the governmental office of a prophet, and he is welcome.
join us for two big services, 12 noon and 6 p.m. service. He is the prophet for this season.
Are you looking for a state-of-the-art facility to have your latest conference or retirement party? Do you need a space that can accommodate small or medium-sized events? The HC Multicultural Center is the perfect place if you need to accommodate 20 to 150 people for an intimate celebration. Our facility has a cafe with a beautiful lobby with robust parking. We have a 15-foot LED wall and a digital sound system to accommodate for live recordings, not forgetting our sophisticated live stream 4K and 6K camera setup. If you need to accommodate 100 plus people for a large meeting, it is the perfect place for your multicultural event with a friendly staff waiting to serve your needs. When you want it done with class, do it with the HC Multicultural Center.
So you've been watching the show. Would you like to be a content provider yourself and develop a show for the Inspire Network? Please give us a call today at 904-389-5592 or go to www.connecttv.info to submit a show